So with the muskets, they are fast to load. American Revolutionary War, we talked about the Minutemen getting 3 shots a minute off. That's what we're still utilizing these as well. These similar guns continue in use all the way through the American Civil War. So they've got about 100 years of use out of this single shot musket. Some of the men did bring their own rifles with them as well, like David Crockett, of course, he's well known for those. These have a greater range, but they take longer to load. They have rifling inside, and that means it's a tighter fit because you want that speed and pressure and power behind it. So they take 1 to 2 minutes to load compared to our 15 to 20 seconds, but they have a greater range. So these only go 75 to 100 yards. These go up to 400 yards. So Crockett said if he could see it, he could kill it. And looking outside, I'm trying to find 400 yards of space, just to give you an idea.
Right.
I think only south down Alamo Street, you can get at least 4 blocks, which is roughly 400 yards. If I aimed at Palacio del Rio or something like that, I might hit 400 yards with this thing. When we do our firing demos on weekends, I get to play with the rifle because they are more of a hunting weapon. They would have been left behind with the women at home to help defend the property, chase off any varmints, whether 2-legged or 4-legged, whatever it might be, do some of that hunting. But a rifle makes more sense for home defense. Military, you want the musket because that is going to take a lot less time in between. So when you're loading a musket, you have your mechanism back here, which is the lock. You're going to put your hammer back at half cock. That's a safety on it. And when the men traveled, they would have them loaded already. Your hammer or your pan is closed because it is loaded, and you want to keep the powder dry. That's one of your phrases that you'll hear along the way. That's what we're referring to as the powder inside. But if you're loading as a team, your commander will tell you to open pan. He'll tell you to handle cartridge. You have a cartridge box on your hip with up to 28 of these. That's only 10 minutes worth of firepower. You have this paper cartridge with your ball at the bottom, pre-measured powder, this paper that becomes your body for your shot. Use your teeth, divide it open, exposing that powder. You put a little bit of powder in the pan, shut the pan, and then you do what's called cast about. So that drops down. Your powder's upside down, so you need to have it closed for sure. Pour the rest of the powder down inside. Ball and paper also get wadded up and thrown in there too. Use your ramrod to push the ball, paper and wadding all the way down. Tack it in good, and then return your ramrod. This is sometimes gets forgotten about in the heat of battle. It does provide 2 projectiles, but you have no way of reloading. So then you're ended up looking around, finding which of your buddies have already been killed, grab your gun, and try again. But because they don't want to share their ramrod for some reason.
Yeah.
But once you get to this position, they'll go to left shoulder arms. And when everybody in line, because you're all standing shoulder to shoulder, reaches that point, then your commander will take you to the next step. He will tell you to make ready. So that goes to full cock, take aim in, fire. Sparks fly. That should ignite the powder in the pan. Go through the little hole that's over there into the powder inside, shooting that with the ball off, and then you do it all over again. 15 to 20 seconds, 3 times a minute is what they're doing with these things. All the way through the American Civil War. Rifles work the same way, but since they are a hunting weapon, they break it down and don't have the speed loading of the shot like that. You're going to have your hunting bag with your powder horn. You have a powder measure. So this is set up. This is a piece of deer antler that's been hollowed out to 90 grains of powder. Movies like to have them just pour. That's wasteful and very dangerous. So let's just go with just the right amount. Use that. Pour that down the barrel of the ball of the gun. And with your rifle, you can have your speed loader. And I know I'm using my musket. That's okay. You put that over the top. Use your starter. This pushes the patch and ball down into the barrel, gets it down about 2 inches, and that provides stability with this, so you're not losing your ball in the dirt. It is getting that head start with the rifling, and then you use your ramrod to push hard down, and it just takes so much longer to fight that rifle to go down. But other than that, you have your powder and flint flint and steel here works the same way, but it does take 1 to 2 minutes to fire one shot. Bambi doesn't shoot fast, so that's a little bit easier that way. With the muskets, if you run out of time, run out of ammunition, you pull out your secondary weapon, and that is a bayonet. You can still shoot if you need to have one loaded in the gun still, but this does a pretty darn good job of adding an extra belly button if you need it. Okay? Now if I come running at you guys, yelling at the top of my lungs, what are you guys gonna do? Run. You don't want the extra belly button, do you? No, it is better to run away and fight another day, right? Than to die on the field for someone else's cause. Exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ralph. He's over there at the over there. I have one of those coins. I know. Yeah, passed down to me. But yeah.
Okay, so how come they don't tell? I mean, are these mainly all like 50 calibers? Because they don't tell you.
Well, it depends.
Well, I know.
That's a probably 64 caliber.
This one is? Okay.
That one's probably a 54 caliber.
Okay.
And that one's probably a 54 caliber. There's the round ball.
Yeah.
It's way bigger than,
Yeah. That's to make
it's way bigger than the cannonballs.
Right.
Those are explosive ones, because you can see they're fragmented.
Right. All the different, who they all belong to.
Whose family tree is that? Burleson.
Yeah, the Burleson family brought this Bible
Cool.
to Texas, brought it to Texas with them. And then she married a tailor, so she ended up being a tailor. I didn't realize that the colonists were even from Ireland. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just Great Britain.
A lot of people in this area started, they're from Germany.
I know, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
all over.
And actually, all that up there was the part of what above Texas was really the United States. Until the colonies were formed. This didn't even really exist until the colonies were even divided up, you know, into different colonies. Okay, which way?
Next time I want the guided tour right here.
Oh, the guy. Oh, that's the audio tour. That's
Yeah.
and that includes the exhibit too.
Cool.
So the audio tour comes with everything.
It's more interesting. Go a little bit, Ralph.